over Francis II of Austria, Napoleon mastered the art of battling, winning 40 battles.
Never interrupt your enemy when he is making mistakes. My plan is to invade on England. I will only be able to defeat my enemies with my highly thought out plan. With the help of the 20,000 troops, we shall conquer. We shall be undeniable.
1805, Napoleon overthrows the whole empire.
Yes?
May you please offer me the real reason we are part of the Confederation?
Why yes, it's quite simple. France is in a great part of Europe within the Alps on one end. The huge cliffs on the east side of the country will leading us in inland enemies of borders around almost perfect.
And treaty make your borders invisible.
Being allies with countries our neighbors is a step in the direction we are 100 and offer the larger states small reward by promising the smaller states the opportunity to prosper.
Wow, that sounds like an extremely intelligent plan. I know you have unsettled bits with the English. What are you planning on doing?
Well, with the 200,000 men that I have, we will be easily able to invade England.
Then thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All along, Napoleon and his troops had no idea that Russian and Austrian armies were marching in on France. In December, Napoleon left his army, returning to Paris to bolster French forces. Of its allies, Prussia was the first to desert. A Prussian truce was followed by the alliance in February 1813. Great Britain and Sweden joined the coalition, followed by Austria, and the War of Liberalization began. At the Battle of the Nations, Napoleon was forced to retreat. In November, the Allies offered Napoleon peace if France would return to her natural boundaries, the Rhine and the Alps. Napoleon rejected the offer, and the Allies continued their advance. They closed in on France on March 31st, 18. Lucky because France is no match for them, but they must now switch gears and focus on Russians, and this leaves Napoleon extremely angry. All he wanted to do was to conquer England. Napoleon realized really quick that it was going to be a tough battle, and in the end he lost, and almost none of his men made it out alive, causing a great deal of trouble and making Russia his hardest enemy yet.
What are we going to do? We've lost our army to those bloody Russians. Let's think. Alright, so I say we go to Paris and we train ourselves a new army, and then we go to defend ourselves from Prussia and Austria.
We have no choice. It is the last sensible idea that we have.
Very well then.
Bubble butt, bubble 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 butt, bubble butt, bubble 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 butt.
Napoleon quickly started his journey across Europe to France. Napoleon sensed things were getting bad. His intuition was right. The Germans from the Confederation of Rhine quickly traded sides with the Prussians and Austrians, leaving France completely stranded, with no one else on their side. Before we believe you want you to understand that he did try to reconstruct his empire. By doing so, he liberalized the Constitution, but his efforts were cut short when warfare began again. Napoleon was utterly crushed in the Waterloo campaign. He again abdicated and surrendered himself to a British warship, hoping to find a constitution they could both agree on. Instead, he was shipped as a prisoner of war to the lonely island of St. Helena, where he spent his remaining years quarreling with British Governor Sir Hudson Lowe. Talking with his ever-dwelling group of followers and dedicating his memoirs, Napoleon died May 5, 1821.
Sorry, go now.
This is my favorite horse, Lucky. Sometimes he likes to bite people, but that's okay because I still love Lucky. My favorite part about Lucky is that he likes to party.